When the dust settled in the winter of 1918, large portions of the globe were completely unrecognizable. 4 years of mechanized combat had reduced entire cities to fields of shattered brick and splintered timber. And the moment the guns fell silent, the 1918 influenza pandemic swept through the surviving populations. Millions of people who had just lived through the war found themselves crowding into makeshift hospital wards. The physical toll triggered a chain reaction. The global financial system cracked under the pressure of war debts, causing markets to crash and leaving national economies struggling to stay solvent. But 9,000 miles away from the Western Front, the government of British India published this. It's a plain, single-page resolution printed in the summer of 1919. Read closely, and you'll find something out of place. Instead of announcing austerity measures or catastrophic losses, the department is declaring a substantial surplus and authorizing a bonus to its policyholders. In the middle of the worst global crisis of the modern era, the Post Office Insurance Fund was handing out profits. To understand how they managed to beat a global crash, we have to look at the math. The order itself was drafted in Simla, a town nestled high in the Himalayas, serving as the summer capital of the British Raj. The fund didn't cater to wealthy investors. It was built specifically to protect everyday government workers and postal employees, people whose livelihoods required a highly reliable safety net. The secret to their stability is detailed right here in the first paragraph, relying on an actuarial valuation conducted on the 31st of March 1917. An actuarial valuation is a complex audit comparing a fund's future liabilities against its current assets. The 1917 audit proved the fund had significantly more money coming in from premiums than it owed in future benefits. Because of that confirmed surplus, the government approved a payout. Policyholders with whole life assurances received a 1.5% bonus, while endowment assurances received a 1% bonus for each full year their policies were active. By relying on strict conservative financial modeling, the fund insulated itself completely from the volatile chaos of global markets. They built a bureaucratic system so mathematically sound, it acted as a shield against external shocks. But draft on a resolution is only half the process. We can trace how this decision moved across a massive country without computers or telephone lines. Flipping to the second page of the document shows us exactly how. Over 2 weeks after being issued in Simla, a copy arrived at the financial department in Nainital on June 27th. Nainital operated as a crucial regional administrative center for the United Provinces, acting as a distribution hub for government mandates. From there, the paper trail continues southward. A blue intake stamp confirms the document finally reached Lucknow on July 7th, almost a full month after it was first drafted. In this era, the historic city of Lucknow was a sprawling metropolis, requiring a massive civil service network to function. And at the very bottom right, a handwritten note identifies the final recipient, the Inspector General of Prisons. This proves the insurance fund had grown to cover state departments well outside the postal service. This deliberate, multi-tiered chain of paper endorsements ensured that complex financial distributions were securely and accurately tracked across hundreds of miles. That slow, analog bureaucracy laid a foundation that outlasted the British Raj itself. Today, that exact same institution still operates as India's postal life insurance system. It is a remarkable piece of historical irony. While global empires fractured and modern economies collapsed under the weight of war and disease, a cautious, localized postal fund in India remained entirely solvent. This graph traces the fund's timeline. From its launch in 1884, moving straight through the devastation of World War I and straight into the 1919 bonus payouts, the upward trajectory remains completely unbroken. The financial health of the system matched the permanence of the stone and brick buildings that housed its administrators. The 1919 resolution survives as a quiet proof of concept. When an institution relies on strict data valuation and disciplined conservative planning, it can build a financial structure capable of surviving almost any global catastrophe.